All right, let's talk about something a lot of people experience but maybe don't have a name for. It's this powerful and often painful idea that you will always be someone's number one. Today, we're diving into what's called the priority illusion. We're going to break down why it feels so incredibly real at the start and what happens when that illusion starts to crack.
So this is the core belief right here. It's this promise, this thought that you've found a connection that is so special, so unique that you will always be at the very top of her list. And you know, it's an intoxicating idea, especially when a relationship is new and passionate. But can it really last?
And that's the big question, isn't it? Is this promise of being number one a rock-solid foundation, or is it a beautiful illusion that's just bound to fade over time?
Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. You are doing important work.
Let's unpack the psychology behind it, see why it's so convincing at first, and then look at the shifts that almost always happen.
To really get why this illusion has such a powerful grip on us, we have to look at where it comes from psychologically. And it's not just some storybook romance idea. It's tied to a really deep, fundamental human need for adoration.
You know, at its core, this desire to be the absolute top priority can often be traced back to something deeper, almost like a search for parental love. It's this subconscious need for complete, unconditional acceptance and admiration, something many of us might have been looking for since we were kids. It's a powerful driver.
And this really creates an idealized vision, doesn't it? The idea of having a partner who is just constantly captivated by you, hangs on your every word, and admires you completely. And while that feels amazing, it also sets up an expectation that's just really hard for anyone to maintain in a real long-term relationship.
Okay, so let's get into why this illusion feels so real in the beginning. You can think of the early stage of a relationship as being in demo mode. It's this period of incredible, intense focus that makes you believe, without a doubt, that you are and always will be number one. So, what does this demo mode look like? Well, you're getting showered with compliments, you have her complete and undivided attention, and the romance and passion are just off the charts. It's this perfect storm that makes you feel like you are the absolute center of her universe. And this demo mode is so important to understand because it's what solidifies the illusion. All that intense focus, all that adoration, it builds this incredibly strong belief that this is just how the relationship is always going to be. And that's what sets the stage for major disappointment down the line when things naturally change. But what happens when the demo mode subscription runs out? Because, you know, it always does. This is the moment where that powerful illusion crashes into everyday reality and all that initial passion gets put to the test.
Look, that intense fire from the beginning doesn't just disappear. It transforms. It has to. The energy that was once 100% dedicated to romance now has to be shared with all the other things that make up a life. Routines, responsibilities, and just practical day-to-day stuff.
And as life moves forward, new number one priorities just naturally pop up. And let's be honest, children are a huge one. Whether it's a child from a past relationship or one you have together, their needs will, and frankly should, take center stage. And that fundamentally changes the whole dynamic.
So the crucial point to get here is that you will not stay on that pedestal forever. And it's so important to realize this isn't about rejection or love fading away. It's just the natural evolution of life. The starry-eyed courtship phase has to make way for a more grounded, shared reality.
So what do we do about all this? How do we handle this reality without getting crushed by disappointment when the illusion shatters? Well, the key, really, is to go into it with your eyes wide open, understanding these dynamics from the get-go.
A really critical first step is to just be objective. Look at how the whole thing started. Pay attention to the context, the nonverbal cues. Ask yourself honestly, is this incredible level of focus something that can actually last, or is it pretty clearly part of that initial demo mode? If you truly believe that the way things are right now, that intense, all-consuming passion is going to last forever, you are almost certainly setting yourself up for a world of hurt. That amazing beginning is exactly that, a beginning. The real relationship begins when that phase is over. So in the end, the real question isn't if the demo mode will end, but what comes after it. If you can acknowledge the priority illusion for what it is, you give yourself a chance to build a relationship based on reality, not on a fantasy. So think about it. When that initial fire cools to a steady flame, what does a strong, real partnership actually look like to you?
Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you want to overcome betrayal, break toxic cycles, take control of your relationship choices, read How to Deal with a Love Triangle. The link is below the video.